I'm going to talk about money. And Leslie did. Now this is interesting because Lee was like, "Oh my God, I don't know if you can say what you're going to say after Leslie said what she just said," because that's going to it's going to be conflicting, but it's actually not, because well she's telling you to save, I'm going to tell you to spend, but it's going to be done. It's going to be done in a way. It's going to be done in a way that ties actually right into what she said. It's not contradicting at all. We were in a cab, Regina and I, on the way back from. We went from San Diego to Los Angeles. We had an appointment with Camille and her production company for some videos we're doing for Gwen Network. But so we took a cab from the hotel in San Diego over to the rent-a-car place to rent a car, and we passed this really nice restaurant and it had these giant beer tanks outside. I was like, oh, they brew. This is like a local brewery. That's awesome. We should, if we had more time, we'd check this out next time. And the cab, I'm gonna forgive the horrible chopped up accent. I'm gonna fake it here. This is what the guy sounded like to me. He might have been American, I don't know, but it sounded like this to me. He goes, "My friend, very expensive place." And I was like, "So what? Let's go." And he's like, "Oh, your company paying for it?" "No." "Oh, you're gonna go ahead and put it on the credit card then?" "No." I just want to go. I'm just gonna go. But it hit me so sideways because he was so confused, and it was like, I wonder how far down on his list would have been that I just have the money to do it. Like where was that? Oh, I'm gonna take a loan from a bank, and then I was gonna, I don't know, be a man pimp. I don't know. I don't think I have the charisma for that. But I just.
Take two.
It was a restaurant. No, I just wondered, and I think I see this, and it might have been him. It just might have been him. It might have been that, that was his belief about money and about finances, but I don't think that's so uncommon. I think that's a common thread when it comes to finances and money, that, that maybe other people have it or it doesn't come to me very easily, or I want more but I can't figure out how to get more. And I heard a quote one time that said, "Don't chase money because money flies away. Do what you love and be passionate and money flies to you." So that's what I've tried to do, but some of you may know my story and some of you may not, that I've been, roller coaster ride over the last, well, I guess everyone's kind of on, with their own life, roller coaster ride. But when it comes to finances, it was about 6 years ago, we hit, like probably, I don't know, Leslie's had got some pretty rough stories there, but ours was really rough. We were new baby in the house, 6 months old, and couldn't feed the baby. And thank God she was breastfeeding, or we wouldn't have been able to feed the baby. We were, Go nature. Yeah. Well, so the baby and I were able to eat, but Natalie wasn't. What? It's nutritious.
She's having fun now, for sure.
It's got a little bit of an aftertaste, but other than that, it's great. What? No. I'm joking. The baby was good. Natalie and I were, literally borrowing money to feed ourselves, borrowing money for rent, or we owned a house, for electric bill, and we were pretty much getting to the point where the people we were asking, we were tapped out. Because there's only so much you can borrow and beg for and ask for before the people want their money back that they gave you before. And then you were just tapping out all of our resources. This went on and we couldn't get jobs. We both got laid off is what happened, but not that it matters for this story. The bottom line is, a lot of times in life, the things you don't think can happen to you, or maybe that happens to other people, can happen to you. Around this time, it was right when I was listening to Mike Dooley a lot, and one of the things that resonated with me at the time about what he said was about acting as if and speaking as if. I didn't really have a name for it besides acting as if, but that was one of the first things that resonated with me, because that was the place I was in at the time, was financially not stable. So I was like, let me stop anything I say, anything I do that screams out into the universe, I have not enough, or I am coming from a standpoint of lack, which there's so many things we say and do that are acting that way. And I mean, certainly there's people in here that are doing well financially, certainly there's ones that would like to be doing better financially, but this can go for anybody. And it was easy for me because at that point it was like, nothing to lose. I'm just gonna start speaking it, start saying it. And I didn't know what to call what I was doing, like I said, except for acting as if, until I saw Andy do vibration activation, and he calls what he has his transitional stories, the story you tell yourself, because your brain and your subconscious mind is going to shut you down if you make this giant leap from like maybe you're very lonely, but you want to have a lot of friends, right? So you can't just start telling yourself, I have lots of friends. I'm hanging out with lots of people all the time. Because your subconscious mind is going to go, no, that's not true. You're lonely. Look around. There's no one around you. And that base reality is going to make sense. You're going to like, oh, you're right. Yeah, there really isn't nobody around. So how can I go? So he calls a transitional story where he says, you're allowing yourself to become more friendly, or you are becoming the kind of person that people want to be, friendly to or friendly around. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's awesome, because what I've been doing is called transitional actions. And I do the little things that scream into the universe and also to my subconscious mind that I have abundance, I have prosperity, I have extra money, not just enough, I have a lot more than I need. And so I started doing those types of things. One of them was valeting my car. I have a story that I tell, some of you heard it, some of you haven't, called Valet. And it's not that profound. It's just that I believe, and you might believe different things about what wealth is, or what prosperity is, or what abundance is financially for you, what level that would be, and what types of things people that are in that realm do. But for me, I was like, valet, that's a high class thing to do. Big parking lot, and here's a guy, come into your car, open it for you, usher you out, and bring it back to you when you come out. To me, that's like high class. So I was like, I'm gonna valet my car. Now, you can't do that right away, because at the time, 20 bucks to valet or 30 bucks to valet that's a whole lot of money when you're not feeding yourself. I mean, there was one point where Natalie and I stayed with my 6-month-old at our brand new office. We finally had, the whole time we were unemployed, we were trying to build our own business and launch our own company, which is a hysterical story in and of itself, because you're sitting at a dinner or lunch with potential investors asking for a couple $100,000, and I'm like, I can't pay the bill at the table. I hope these guys pick it up, because I can't afford the Coke I ordered. But so at the time, we finally got someone to invest in us. It was way less than we wanted, but we did get the doors open to the business. But we didn't have any clients or anything. We just had a space. And Natalie and I stayed on an inflatable mattress there, because we had, the power was out of our house and we couldn't afford to put it back on. So that was a humbling, very humbling moment for me. But it was also one of those defining moments where I was like, I'm better than this, and I can create more than this, and I'm going to have a lot more than this. So I didn't cry about it. It's not a sob story. I realized it very firmly then. While I was holding both of them, I was like, they deserve better than this, and I deserve better than this. So let's do better than this, and not complain about our place and blame it on whoever. Let's just do better. And so I started doing these transitional actions. So the first time I'm driving around looking for, when I saw it, and I was like, I think we can do this. I think we can. Let's just. Maybe I shouldn't spend the money like this right now, but maybe I will, to prove to my subconscious mind that I've done it. Because if I say I'm gonna do it, no, you can't do that. High class people do that. No, you're not gonna do it. You don't have any money. Rich people do that. And if you're doing it, if you're in the midst of doing it, your subconscious mind can't say that. It can't tell you you're not. Yes, I am. I just did it. No, you're not high class. I'm doing something that I believe high class people do, or that successful wealthy people do, and I'm doing it right now. Right. If I believe that people that do very well go to Disney World on vacation with their family, and I'm at Disney World on vacation with my family, it doesn't matter if a friend of mine works there, let me in for free. Does not matter. I am there doing what I believe rich people do, or abundant people do. And the subconscious mind's like, yeah, but you're here. Yeah, I get, well, you're here. So I'm like, yeah, exactly, buddy. You got the devil over here and the angel over here. And so they're gonna tell you, and all of us are different in what we believe. So you got to take this to apply it to your life in that way, whatever the thing that you believe is successful is. So I started valeting, and I only think we paid. The funniest thing about it is I only think we paid for it once or twice before we started noticing that everywhere does like free valet. Everywhere. It was in Tampa, everywhere. Free valet. But no one knows this. So we're going, meeting our friends somewhere for a birthday party. They're all parking in the parking lot. I'm like, valet. And they're like, oh, look at John, valet, woo. And I'm like, it's free, dumbass. But you would never know that, because you're not pushing past that point of even driving up there to see the sign that says free. Because you automatically are stuck in a place where that's for someone else, that's not for me. I park here, back here, step up. Stop devaluing yourself or lowering your self-worth, and put yourself behind the glass case where all the valuables are. Not the little packs of gum right there at the register. That's not where you belong. It's not where no one belongs. If you want to put yourself there and be there, be there. I suggest not putting yourself there, building your self-worth and putting yourself in the realm you belong in. Well, that's one of my favorite quotes is the one I'll forget right now. Is you only have access to the realm you believe you belong in. You only have access to the realm you believe you belong in. And that it couldn't be more fundamental. That couldn't be more real. If you don't believe something is for you, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Go ahead, open a business. Go ahead and get an investor. Do whatever you think is the thing you're gonna do. If you don't believe that business is gonna be successful, you don't believe that you are an abundant, prosperous entrepreneur, not gonna happen. Somehow, some way, you'll screw it up, or someone else will screw it up for you, or you'll allow it to be screwed up. But when you really step into it and believe that, it has to be a firm belief, and that's why affirmations come into place. Because if you don't believe it, you gotta keep saying it out loud and believing it. And the more you say it, the more you write it down, you will believe it. Your subconscious mind will get back on track. But you have to continually train it to get on board, because it's gonna remind you. Let me tell you something, I don't know about you guys. My subconscious mind, it reminds me of my failures way faster than it reminds me of my successes. It tells me shit I messed up real fast, like that, quick. And any failure, anytime I tripped or stumbled or messed up or was made fun of or was bullied, it reminds me of those things really quickly. And because of that, I started what I call a kudos folder. And I'm telling you what, I started it, it's only been about the last year. And because our brains, it's based off like Regina's kind of evidence folder analogy, where she talks about, like, if you believe a certain way, you'll walk through your life looking for evidence of those things. So if you're looking for evidence, so if you believe you're not attractive, every time someone says anything, even when they say positive things, it'll bounce off, and you'll only hear and resonate with those negative things, and you're filing. See, I knew it. And you're filing those in that folder, but you're missing all the good stuff. When you focus on the good stuff, you'll start doing that. So I started a kudos folder just so I could go back to it physically and read through some things when I was feeling down, when I was feeling just, Beth, she said it to me a couple times, where she'll be talking to me and I'll explaining like what I'm going through, and she's like, it's kind of funny, but she's like, it's good to see you're human, man, because I kind of see you as a superhero, which is just,
as we all do.
which is, I realized when she said it, I don't post negative things. I drew my best not to even talk about them, but we do go through challenges. And when I'm feeling really down, for whatever reason, and some of the reasons I told you guys are better than sex, those things really derail me. Like someone close to you just throwing daggers is derailing. And I'll open this thing, it's only been about a year, but I've printed out anytime, any of you in this room, if you've texted me something that was nice, or if you've emailed me and said something nice in it, it gets printed out. If it's a picture, whatever, print it out in a folder. The thing's this thick. It's everything from hey, there's stuff in there that says you've saved my life with what you told me. There's things in there as much as you looked really nice today. Anything. There's a whole gamut of things. But there are things that when I see them and I read them, they resonate with me, that remind me, no man, you are worthy. You are doing well, and people do love you. You are adored. You are successful. People are noticing that what you do matters, and you matter to people, and they matter to you. So I highly recommend doing that. Like I said on the first night, writing things down is so damn important that you should be writing things down for yourself, but also anytime anyone tells you anything, write that down. If you can't think of it, someone said, that was nice. No, that was a really tight, nice hug they gave me and told me they loved me. Write it down, put it in there. On this date, this person hugged me really tight, and it felt really good. They must really love me. That's proof that you're loved. So that's just, what's that?
You must be busy after the conference. 300 people
Yeah, so the transitional actions, kind of robbing that from Andy a little bit, but it were the things that I was doing. Writing things down all the time were some of the other things I was doing. And things turned so fast. Because, and I think, I didn't have anything to lose. I can't stress that enough. It was like, I don't know if I've always been positive, but I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But whatever I was doing before, sure as shit ain't working, because I don't have anything. I don't have a pot to piss in right now. So I'll try this. And when you buy into something, when you really buy into it and your subconscious mind buys into it, sky's the limit. I'm telling you, it's so damn powerful, but you have to believe that it's for you. Valet was one. Now, the way I'm gonna tie this into what Leslie said, I was thinking about the thought, not the person. What's my favorite quote again? Is that I'm not telling you to max out your credit cards. I'm abundant, I am prosperous. Bam, I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini and take on a $6,500 car payment tomorrow because I'm prosperous and abundant. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea, because that's not a transition. That's jumping in and like, you know, sink or swim, and you know, yeah, that's just a crazy thing to do. What I'm saying is very much the same as what she said was, if you love Starbucks coffee, maybe just on Fridays. I love that. Treat yourself. Don't always deny yourself. And the reason is because it's in the feeling. And you can even say no to something, but there's a way to say no to it. Like, here's how not to. I can't afford that, I'm broke. The feelings that creates is horrible. Is so horrible that you shouldn't ever say it that way. Now, I'm going to be financially responsible today, right? Because I have rent due in 2 weeks. That's an empowering decision. It's empowering versus denying. And it's a feeling that creates inside of you. And what we're all going for is the feeling anyway. Why do you want, I mean, of course the flavor, but why do you want something? Because it makes you feel good. Why do you want to drive around in a Lamborghini? Because it makes you feel good. Why do you want AC in the house? Because it makes you feel good. I'm just saying that's more physical than emotional, but the emotions that things cause. So if you can get there first, if you can feel those feelings first, even within, as someone once told me one time, must be easy for you. You're already there. I've arrived? I didn't know that. That's news to me. I didn't know I'd arrived. I'm not in the poorhouse, but I certainly haven't arrived. And there's all kind of other places I want to go and need to go. And it's hard for me to look in the mirror sometimes, and because I believe I should be way further ahead than I am. You know, I hang out with, I have mentors and people, and they're, you know, when they were my age, they were already millionaires. And another friend of mine, you know, he's like, sold his company for 6.1 million. And I'm like, I want to sell my company for 6.1 million so I can do other things. And I have to realize that I'm on my path, they were on theirs. You're on your path, I'm on mine. I'll get to where I need to be in my perfect timing. As long as I'm moving forward into action and believing it, you'll get there too. So I certainly haven't arrived. No, there is no arrival. There is no arrival, because none of us will ever be perfect. So there's never an arrival point. But I'm gonna grab my notes so I don't miss anything. But when it comes to writing things down, find a partner. Find someone you can play with. And Andy and Mike talk about this too. At least they get together. I don't know, man, if you were doing it with them, where you're like, oh, my yacht this, and my jumbo jetliner's coming to get me this. Get someone to play with, because it's so awesome. Natalie and I do it all the time. Speaking of Natalie and Lee, I want to backtrack on something I said yesterday when I was talking about, a lot of people have great business partners, but at the time I didn't. I do. I'm one of the person who has amazing business partners. Lee's an amazing business partner for PIP, and Natalie's an amazing business partner for our advertising company. I do. So really, I had 3 business partners, and 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 amazing ones ain't bad. But we will text each other all the time, and we use lingo from the way we use different unit measures of because we do direct mail, so the number of pieces of mail and this and that. So I mean, you wouldn't understand the way we do it, but we do it in ways where we continually say it to each other, back and forth. 20,000 checkbooks or 38,000 pieces, 38,500 pieces of this and that, back and forth. And she'll type it out, and I'll spell it out back to her, and then she'll spell it out back to me, and then I'll type it back to her in the numbers, and we do it all the time. And I even talked about it. Actually, it might have been in this room in January, where one month she's like, let's just hit 25 grand. Let's just do 25 grand in personal profit, not the company, just personal profit. This month. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. The entire month, $25,000, $25,000, $25,000 spelled out. Send back multiple times throughout the week. I took screenshots of it, and I printed those out, and I looked at those. At the end of the month, she comes up to me. She's like, so I'm like, what's up? And I didn't even know what she was talking about, because we were talking about something else, and because I always stay on track. So she, because I'm so peaceful. She goes, just want to let you know we made 23.5 this month. And I was like, that's damn close. That's damn close. Yeah. Which brings me to another point. Shoot higher. Shoot higher than you can ever imagine for anything in your life. I'm not just talking about money. For me at this time, for this story, it was at the time, because I didn't have any, and I needed some. But it could be for other things. When you're writing lists about the type of man you want to have, or the woman you want to have in your life, or the kind of business you want to have, whatever it is, or the amount of money you want to have, set the bar way higher. No one's hitting goals going, oh man, it's always, I should have set it higher. Like, damn, I should have gone even higher than that. And you can always, it's not over. You can always set another one and go after that one. But just set it as high as you possibly can, because you're worthy of it. If a desire is within you, you're worthy of its achievement, and you're capable of its achievement. You are. It wouldn't be there. It just wouldn't exist if you weren't able to get it. It's God's not teasing us. He's saying go get it, but He is saying go get it. He is saying, go get it. Step forward into action to go get it. I believe firmly that we're blessed upon our actions, massively. Not sitting on our couch wondering when something's going to happen, or thinking about it, or learning, going to seminars and learning without applying. The application is where it's at. That's where the magic happens. It's within the application. And small applications, you'll get small to medium results. Massive action will produce massive results. It's true. So we got the company launched. Slow going for about a year, and then we really, increased 20 to 30% a year, and have currently, up till now, we just crossed our 5-year anniversary of that company. And within the profits that were created from that company, we're able to apply those to launch other companies and invest in other companies, like coming to the first PIP, like my other company where I do mobile website design and consulting, which is called Get Iconic. We do save. We do give a lot to charity also. We probably pack about 10 or more % into savings, but we give about 20% of our money away every week, and to different places. But that's a personal choice. Anyone that believes in tithing, that's about 10%. But I believe we're massively blessed on that. But this is the cool thing about it is the fact that I believe that we're massively blessed upon that is why I'm massively blessed upon that.
Right, exactly.
Well, it's also a great thing to do, to give to charity, but I believe that that's where it comes from. So if you want something, don't hold on so tight to it. Let it go. Give money away if money's your thing. If you need more, give some away. Not a lot. Put $1 to a guy on the corner, or buy the person next to you in line's meal or coffee or something. Just if you give a little, it'll come back to you. And that goes not just for money. You want smiles? You want to be friendly? You want friends? Be friendly. Give smiles, you'll get smiles. Give money, you'll get money. Give love, you'll get love. You have to be the thing that you want first. So when it came to money, I had to start giving it away. And I know it's the hardest thing to do. It's like sometimes things just seem like they're just spun on top, of their heads, to where it's like, no, I need money. I can't give money away. I need some money. That's how you get it. That's how you get it. You have to open yourself up to be, to let it flow through you, and then it can flow to you. So those are some of the things that we did, and I wanted to kind of tell you guys about them. And I have a couple actions, but really the big ones are writing things down, speaking them, stop saying anything that's not serving you, and come from a standpoint from anything in your life. If something's not good for you, whether it be the giant chocolate cake because you don't want to gain weight, or whether it be saying no to something because you financially don't feel like you can afford it, feel the feelings of empowering yourself to say no, because what you want on this side is greater than that in that moment, as opposed to denying yourself.
Yeah, I have something to say.
You do?
Yeah, do you mind?
Not at all.
When Jonathan was talking, I know that it may seem counterintuitive, but it's absolutely correct. When I came back from training the trainer, and the whole thing about we have plenty of money, thank God I'm rich, or all of that, it was about 4 or 5 months in that my staff said, you don't worry about money anymore. And I said, really? Because I didn't realize I didn't worry about money anymore. But they said that I would do things, sorry Vicki, Vicki's a former client, that I would run around and be like, did we get paid today? Did anybody come in today? Is somebody paying today? And I was constantly worried about money. About, am I going to make enough money for payroll? Am I going to make enough money for all our bills? Am I going to do this? And I've been practicing law 22 years and been in practice myself 21. So the whole time I'm in this state of anxiety. And then suddenly I'm like, I got plenty of money. We made exactly the same amount of money from the time that I was stressing and running around and making everybody in the office crazy than when I didn't worry about it at all. All I did was just change my mindset. But I didn't have to do that all these years. I just had to realize the money's going to come into my life. So it was about March, and I've been a trainer in January, and there were so many things I wanted to do, including a lot of seminars. And I wrote down on a list how much I needed. And I just said to my assistant, we need this much in the next 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, I have somebody reading out how much money's come in. And as she finishes reading, I start crying. She said, what, this is great. She's German. That was bad German, wasn't it?
Not as bad as mine.
You can teach me some later. Anyway, she was like, this is great. I think she did talk like that. Anyway, she said, why are you crying? And I ran to the front of the office and bring back my legal pad. And I'm with about $30. And it was $29,000. Sorry to level up. But it was around $29,000 that it wasn't my personal money. It was money that came in, but it was money that I could use. And I was just astounded that, not that we hadn't made a lot of money in 2 weeks before, but it was within $30 of the amount I wrote down. And I was so blown away by that. But I continued to do it. And you do have to believe you can do it. But sometimes I'll think things like, I need to buy a plane ticket. And the next morning by 7:30, I'll have a message from a client. I'm coming in today to pay for my uncontested. How much is the plane ticket? Maybe $50 less. So, and I've been able to do that. I'm going to go well, I think I need some new clothes for that trip. Somebody will pay $400. How much did I spend? $350. It has been so amazing to live in a place of not worrying. But I was there too. I totally am constantly worried. And my parents don't have money. They were lower middle class, and it was constantly a struggle. So once I learned that I don't have to be in that place anymore, things just transform themselves. And so I just want you to take this. Jonathan and I are only where we are today because we have done this. It's not, we have totally, and because of giving, and we don't, and we've talked about this before, we give a lot because it comes back. We don't ever doubt. I don't doubt it's coming back. You can't outgive the universe with money, with love, with nothing. You cannot outgive the universe. So as long as we continue to give from our heart, it's going to come back. So, and I love Jonathan's abundance. We were the same trainer, so I think I think it's been pretty amazing.
I didn't see it the first one because you're hiding in your room.
I was hiding in my room quite a bit.
I have two mantras. At the time, I had two main ones about money, and the one was, thank God I'm rich, whenever I was paying for anything. The other one, don't do these in front of people that, they hate this. They'll think you're acting cocky. Trust me, pissed my brother off to no end. Thank God I'm rich, and my biggest one was, I have so much money, I don't even know what to do with it all. But I used to say it after everything, no matter what. They were like, someone would, upcharge me on a restaurant, the French fries, that's a $2 upcharge. I'm like, I have so much money, I don't even know what to do with it all. Even though the smallest thing. It's one of the reasons my brother can't stand me. He thought,
I see the reason.
because I was saying it. I was in my office around, Natalie's there, my brother's. I wasn't I wasn't biting my lip. It's my office, it's my company. I'll bite my lip here. I wouldn't bite my lip at the house either. I'm gonna talk the way I want to talk. But it wasn't to offend anybody. But it was just that was the thing that I would say because I needed my subconscious mind to get on board. But my brother at the time, he thought I was really there. He thought this guy, I can't believe, got so much money, we can't pay me right. And I really don't have any. But I was saying it because that's what I wanted. I was speaking what I wanted. That's what I wanted, so I was saying it. So if you're gonna take those two and say anything like that, don't do it in front of people. Unless they're real close loved ones that get what you're doing. But tonight.
Oh, y'all gonna be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta be gone tomorrow. Sad. Tonight, I'm gonna talk a little bit more. I'm gonna kind of go into detail about this on a different wavelength, but it's called manifesting versus allowing, and there's a difference between the two.
What are you doing that?
Tonight, tomorrow,
What are you gonna say?
tonight,
So
at Kelly's. Tonight at Kelly's.
Tomorrow.
Nothing. No, I slipped up.
Okay. You confused me. I'm sorry.
It's his focus.
It's my focus.
Your focus, yeah. It's fucked up focus for those of you who don't know. I coined the phrase, and I live in a place of focus often. But anyway. You guys didn't know about focus?
That's a whole conversation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, focus instead of focus. Fucked up focus.
Fucked up
sorry,
focus.
Bianca, for all this cursing. Jonathan.
What?
Anyway, so.
The fuck word focus.
Yeah. So we have some announcements to make. Let's give Jonathan a hand.
Thank you.
And Lee too.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. Thank you, guys. And all the little piggies in the world. I'm just thinking about which pig can I talk about tonight, but I feel sure I'll come up with one.